On the broadcast tonight, Shippensburg University's MLK Day March for Humanity.
And the Chambersburg Ice Festival.
All that and more right now on SUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to this week's broadcast with the latest news. I'm Caroline Cooper.
And I'm JD DeRazio. Last week, a massive winter storm blew across the U.S. The storm dumped nearly a foot of snow or more wherever it went, including right here in Shippensburg. The snowfall began early in the morning on Sunday, January 25th. The grounds crew on campus was quick to respond, but the snow continued to fall all day. Most students opted to stay indoors and wait out the weather. However, some brave students braved out in order to have some fun. Multiple hills across campus became sites for sledding. Some students even took the opportunity to try some stunts in the snow.
I'm Tice Black.
I'm Owen Maurer.
All right, you guys are out here snowboarding. You guys been snowboarding for a while?
Yeah, I've been personally myself since I was 4 years old.
I've been going for about 4 years now.
Nice. When you're doing a jump like that off someone else, do you ever get nervous?
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty nerve-wracking, but I think the best way to stay safe is just to wipe the nerves and just to take it with a clear mind. So, yeah.
And how does it feel to have someone jump off of your
It's definitely a unique experience, but I know how much fun it is to go off a jump like that. To get it out here on the random snow day is just a lot of fun.
There's still lots of snow on campus. It isn't going away anytime soon. We'll see later on what more weather is coming this week, so stay tuned. The 38th annual MLK March for Humanity was hosted by MSA this past Thursday. The event featured Representative Jordan Harris as a keynote speaker, as well as representatives of other student organizations. The march itself began on Adams Drive and stretched all the way to Cumberland Drive. Other groups such as Latino Student Organization and the Multi-Ethnic Student Association also joined the march. This event brought unity to the many groups across campus and stood as a sign for the struggles that humanity still has to overcome. The MLK March for Humanity was the kickoff for Black History Month here at SHIP. For a full list of events going on this February, go to ship.edu and search Black History Month.
RA applications have opened for those interested in becoming a resident assistant for the 2026-2027 school year. To be an RA, you have to fill out the application form and prompt, have a resume, and include 2 references. One reference has to be from a Res Life staff member and the other from a non-family member like a coach or a professor. Becoming an RA would give you a $7,000 yearly stipend and $150 off textbooks. You'll also get other swag and make multiple campus connections. Applications are due Friday the 20th, and you can find the job application on the Handshake app or by checking your SHIP email for more information. If you have any questions, you can email shipra@ship.edu or ask your RA or RD. The College of Arts and Sciences is holding a logo design contest. Show off your creativity and help design the original logo that shows the spirit, innovation, and strength of our academic community. Select logo submissions will be displayed and contest winners will be announced at the Dean's Social on the 17th in the Fishbowl. There will even be a small prize for the winner of the contest. The submission deadline is Thursday the 12th and the contest is open to all students. Come and make your art a piece of Shippensburg history.
Chambersburg, Pennsylvania hosted their yearly ice festival this past weekend. The festival included various man-made ice sculptures, varying from individual pieces to a gigantic ice slide for children and adults. The expertly crafted ice sculptures were scattered around the town square for locals and visitors to see. More than 100 works of art from 40 regional artists were made for this year's festivities. Some had resemblances to some bigger companies and movies such as Chick-fil-A and Marvel Studios. Thank you to all the artists and other volunteers in the Chambersburg area, as well as the Chambersburg community for hosting such an event.
Coming up next, ICE operations in Minnesota.
And more on the Epstein files. All that coming up after the break.
Look, Shippensburg Primary Academic Resource Center is free to all SHIP students. The Student Success Center, also known as the Learning Center, is located on the first floor of Mallory Hall. The center provides a variety of services, including course-based tutoring, writing tutoring, and learning specialists. To schedule an in-person or Zoom appointment, visit the Student Success Center collaborative website, ship.campus.eab.com. I'm Will Nicholson with SUTV.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistance, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
Now it's time to take a trip around the globe with none other than Rylan Walls.
In a recent update, it's been announced that the death of Alex Preddy has been officially ruled as a homicide. The killing of Preddy took place on January 24th in Minneapolis. Preddy was 37 years old and worked as a nurse. The ruling states that Preddy died from multiple gunshot wounds and notes that he was shot by law enforcement officers. A homicide ruling means that the death was caused by another person, but does not determine if a crime was committed. This shooting comes just weeks after the killing of Renee Good, which also occurred in Minneapolis. Since then, protests have erupted all across the nation. Many have called for ICE to be further regulated following these killings of U.S. citizens. It's now been 1 month since the U.S. seized former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. With that, the new acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, signs a bill that will open up the nation's oil to private foreign investors. It's been proven that Venezuela has more oil reserves than any other nation on the planet, but the decades of political mismanagement caused investors to withdraw. Venezuela has been left with a crippling economy that is still being repaired. This new law could help the country maximize profit by attracting investments from foreign companies with approved contracts. This proposal comes after U.S. President Donald Trump stated his administration would revitalize the nation. This includes meeting oil executives who are aiming for U.S. companies to invest in Venezuela's vast oil reserves. Trump also demanded more political and economic reformation efforts, which prompted Venezuela to introduce an amnesty law expected to benefit hundreds of political prisoners. However, reports show slow releases of those estimated 800 imprisoned U.S. citizens in Venezuela. This story is still developing, so stay tuned as we cover it in the future. There is a major update regarding the Epstein list. On January 31st, the Department of Justice released a huge amount of Epstein files. Among these were 3 million documents, 2,000 videos, and 18,000 images. Many of these releases were posted to the department's own website for public viewing. The documents were released in compliance with the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which required the government to open the files. There are many big names that are mentioned hundreds or thousands of times in the files. Such names like Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, former Prince Andrew, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, and other prominent figures have been mentioned in what was released. As of now, all known individuals mentioned in the list have denied involvement with Epstein. The investigation and uncoverings of these files will continue in the coming months. This has been Rylan Walls with news from around the world. Now back to JD and Caroline on the desk.
Coming up next, Catherine O'Hara's death.
And the Born Again Season 2 trailer.
More news coming up after this break.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
Scary that it can be put into anything. We can't even see it or notice it.
There's been another deadly shooting at a local elementary school. According to authorities, the suspect acquired the gun from a family member's home before using it to take the lives of innocent children and teachers.
Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Well, Caroline, I'll say it's been a big cold surge as of late. It has been chilly.
It really has been. You know, I was like all bundled up. I had my blankets, extra sweatshirts, extra jackets, but then we had a little bit of like a couple warmer days. I was outside, the sun was shining. I even had my winter coat unzipped. I know, crazy, right?
I only had a sweatshirt today. It's crazy. It's wild.
It was truly amazing. But I'm looking forward to see what this weekend has to bring for us. Haley, what have you got?
Thank you, JD and Caroline. Now, I gotta say, we have been having a few warm days, as they were saying, but the cold is not making up for that at all. I love spring, and I can't keep up with this cold weather anymore. Unfortunately, we might be stuck for a little bit longer. This Monday, February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, thereby predicting 6 more weeks of winter and not an early spring. Almost every other meteorologist groundhog that has tried to dethrone Phil has also predicted 6 more weeks of winter. The science behind whether they can make any accurate weather predictions is problematic at best. The National Centers for Environmental Information has compared Phil's record with U.S. national temperatures and concluded he was right only 3 of the past 10 years. Fortunately, we have the real numbers brought to you by the National Weather Service. Now, as we can see behind me tonight, it's going to be a pretty cloudy night outside. Expect lows of 17 degrees and a light wind coming through. Tomorrow, we might be expecting some snow after around 4 p.m., but it's only going to be expected at around an inch. Nothing like the blizzard we had 2 weeks ago, but definitely keep an eye on that. The day is going to be cloudy with some more light wind and a high nearing 30 degrees. Moving on to our second day forecast, we can see Monday's looking to be mostly sunny with a high of 29 degrees. Tuesday, we can start to see the temp going up to a mildly comfortable 37, which is setting us up for probably one of the warmest days that we've seen so far at a comfortable 42 degrees with a chance of light showers. Now that is going to set us up for Thursday with some of that same weather and the same chance for light showers. That is all the weather I have for you this week. Let's try to stay warm and hopeful that Mr. Punxsutawney Phil isn't right and we can get some spring weather coming through soon. I'm Haley Galaskis. Now let's head over to Jack Weaver to find out the latest in entertainment.
The theaters were bloody last weekend with the release of new horror movie Iron Lung. Based on the indie game of the same name, Iron Lung marks the big screen debut of renowned YouTuber Mark Fishbach, better known as Markiplier, who starred, wrote, directed, and edited the motion picture. The feature film, which was independently funded, had a production budget of only $3 million, with virtually no money spent on marketing. The film takes place in a grim future where a convict must pay for his crimes by exploring a moon covered in an ocean of blood while locked inside a submarine. Iron Lung grossed over $21 million worldwide, an unprecedented number, even beating out Sam Raimi's newest film, Send Help, on opening night. A new trailer has been released for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. The series is a continuation of the original Daredevil Netflix show, following the character of Matthew Murdock as he fights against a corrupt system and a world turned upside down. The original cast will all be returning, including Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio as the villainous Kingpin. Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, has also stated that he wants the character of Daredevil to play a more pivotal role in the future of the MCU, stating, quote, "In the next saga, he will be the main focus. I can assure that," end quote. The new season will be releasing on Disney Plus March 24th, so make sure to tune in. This past Sunday, it was, quote, music's biggest night, end quote, as the Grammys hit the stage, hosted by Trevor Noah. Here's SUTV's Josh Fair with more.
Millions tuned in to CBS and other streaming providers to watch the 68th Annual Grammy Awards. The night started off with awards that are considered the, quote, Big Four, end quote. Kendrick Lamar won Record of the Year for his song Luther featuring SZA. The runners-up to the award included APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars, The Subway by Chappell Roan, and Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, to name a few. The winner of Album of the Year was Bad Bunny with his album Debí Tirar Más Fotos. Runners-up to that award were Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator, Mutt by Leon Thomas, and GNX by Kendrick Lamar. The winner of Song of the Year went to Billie Eilish and her song Wildflower. Featured runners-up for Song of the Year were Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, Luther by Kendrick Lamar, and Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters by Huntrix, EJ, and more. Lastly, the Best New Artist Award went to Olivia Dean. Other notable names on the runner-up list for that award were Alex Warren, Somber, Cat's Eye, and Leon Thomas. The overall big winner for the night was Kendrick Lamar, as he left the awards ceremony after racking up 9 total nominations, which resulted in 5 awards won. Lamar is now the most awarded rapper in Grammy history, with 27 wins under his belt. And now back to your regularly scheduled news.
The award-winning actress, Catherine O'Hara, passed away last week at 71 years old. The agency that represented O'Hara said the actress passed away Friday, quote, at her home in Los Angeles following a brief illness, end quote. O'Hara is best known for her roles in Home Alone, Beetlejuice, and Schitt's Creek. She also has several voice acting and comedy roles throughout her 45-year career. Since her passing, many of the actress's co-stars have paid her tribute across social media. O'Hara was also honored at the Westminster Dog Show Tuesday night, where they featured a video montage of the actress with clips primarily from her role in the film Best in Show. The new Michael Jackson biopic is moonwalking our way with the release of the official movie trailer. The new film about the king of pop, Michael Jackson, is set to hit theaters April 24th. The film, appropriately titled Michael, features Jafar Jackson, the late star's nephew, in the titular role. The trailer highlights Jackson's complicated relationship with his father and manager, Joe Jackson, played by Coleman Domingo. The film shows how Jackson and his brothers were shaped into the Jackson 5, as well as many of his career highlights. Other notable performers in the film include Kendrick Sampson, Nia Long, Miles Teller, and Kat Graham. Be sure to catch Michael, the story of MJ, coming April 24th to theaters near you. That's it for this week of entertainment. I'm Jack Weaver. Now back to JD and Caroline at the desk.
Coming up next, the Winter Olympics.
And the big game.
More news coming up after the break.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Shippensburg's men and women's basketball faced off against Millersville on the road Wednesday night. The women put up a valiant effort but dropped a close one in overtime by a final score of 65-61. The Raiders tied the score at 51 after regulation, but were outscored 14-10 in the extra period. Sophomore Abby Johns was the team's leading scorer with 14 points along with 7 rebounds. The men suffered their second consecutive loss in a convincing defeat 78-60. The Raiders fell behind 23-8 in the first 11 minutes and couldn't recover. Michael Dixon, Jaden Smith, and Denzel Figueroa each scored a team-high 10 points. The Raiders are back in action Saturday afternoon hosting Westchester at Higas Fieldhouse. SUTV will be live for coverage of both games. Last night, Shippensburg Wrestling put up a fight against Felician in a 26-23 win at Higas. Freshman Colin Morano put up a strong performance in the 125 match. Redshirt junior Mike Traynor had a dominating takedown in the 149 match. Nationally ranked graduate student Nick Dope had a close match, picking up a takedown and earning over a minute of riding time. Senior Cole Lang also picked up a 3-point win to put the Raiders up by 4 points in the match. Junior Diesel Koser had an impressive victory in the 197 match that ended in a tech fall. The Raiders will be looking to continue this 2-match win streak when they host Kutztown next Friday, February 14th at Higas Fieldhouse. Shippensburg's men's and women's indoor track team traveled to the Schuylkill Showcase at Penn this past Sunday. The most notable event was a new record established during the meet. Ashley Lawkins broke the school record in a high jump with 5 feet 8 inches, an effort that has her as the reigning PSAC Women's Indoor Field Athlete of the Week. The former 16-year-old record was held by Rebecca Newhart at the 2010 PSAC Championships. Lawkins is now tied for 10th place on the NCAA Division II performance list. Way to go, Ashley. Another notable performance was made by Tommy Crum Jr., who crushed his PR in the mile with a time of 4 minutes and 7 seconds. This moves Tommy into 4th all-time among the Raiders. Shippensburg splits their team again and will travel to Susquehanna Friday and Penn State on Saturday. The Milan Winter Olympics are set to open Friday, but just before they do, American alpine ski racer Lindsey Vonn tore her ACL in an alpine skiing World Cup race. Despite this injury, the 41-year-old athlete is optimistic about being able to still compete in the Olympics despite her injury. Vonn has been working hard with her coach and physical therapist in order to prepare and has already made some significant progress. Up until yesterday, she was using a crutch, but now she's able to exercise without any pain or swelling, as reported by her coach. As of now, Vonn is set to be able to compete in Milan despite this injury. The NFL's big game is finally here. After a wild season of upsets and blowouts, only 2 teams remain as they battle it out for the title of champion. This Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks take on the New England Patriots at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. While fans of the NFL might recognize this as a rematch from just 11 years ago that ended in heartbreak for Seattle after a New England interception, this year's matchup is expected to be even better than the last. Both teams have fresh, new rosters that have shocked the league with their performances this year. Starting in Seattle, second-year head coach Mike McDonald pushed his team over the hump and into the 1 seed with veteran QB Sam Darnold, who seems to have finally found his home in Seattle after bouncing around the league for 8 years. While in Seattle, they were building off previous success. New England broke a 5-year slump that saw them as a bottom 4 team in the league before soaring to the 2 seed under first-year head coach Mike Vrabel and rookie quarterback Drake May. Kickoff for the big game is set to start this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. That'll do it all this week for sports. My name's Ben Willie. Now back to JD and Caroline at the desk.
Coming up next, Ship Talk with Emily.
More news coming up after the break.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily Hall with this week's Ship Talk. We're going to be asking students their favorite snow day activity.
So my favorite snow day activity is sipping hot chocolate and watching some Harry Potter.
My favorite snow day activity is reading in my bed.
My favorite snow day activity with my friends was sledding at the Spiritual Center Hill.
My favorite snow day activity would probably be staying inside, watching movies, reading a book, just like cozy activities. I hate being outside.
My favorite activity is probably like sitting by a fire and watching a movie.
My favorite activity is going outside to make snow angels.
I'd say my favorite is staying warm inside and watching Instagram Reels, for sure.
So I really enjoy staying in with my friends and playing video games online or playing board games, like anything that can keep me close to friends.
My favorite snow day activity is sledding with my little brother.
My favorite snow day activity is watching movies with my friends.
My favorite snow day activity is either going outside to play with my pups or staying inside to play video games because this sucks.
I'd have to say my favorite activity on a snow day is probably making snow cones. Not too much flavoring though, just mostly ice. That's going to do it all for Ship Talk this week. I'm Emily Hall. Now back to JD and Caroline at the desk.
So Caroline, I have to ask, what is your favorite snow day activity?
You know, there's 1,000,001 good things to do, but I have to say either sledding or making snow angels. You know, just being outside, being able to enjoy the snow, but always, 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 when you get back inside, you need that hot cup of cocoa.
Need that hot cup of cocoa.
What about you?
I'm a snowball fight kind of person. Actually, our entertainment anchor, Jack Weaver, and I, we had a nice little duel the other day. I'd like to say that I won, and I'm intense in my snowball fights. Face shots count.
They
Face
do.
shots count.
They do.
So, Jack, better
You heard it here,
luck.
folks.
Better luck next winter, buddy. Before we sign off tonight, we have a special announcement to share for our fellow student media group, The Slate. They have an opportunity to write a message to your Valentine that will be featured in their upcoming print edition. Scan the QR code on the screen now to send your message.
Join our new anchors next week for the latest news on and off campus. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.org. Thank you for spending your evening here with us at SUTV. He's JD DeRazio, and I'm Caroline Cooper. Have a good night.